Good afternoon everyone, it's Saturday afternoon and it is bank holiday weekend. It's so beautiful outside. This morning the weather was a bit crap and we were forecast for beautiful sunshine this weekend and I was really disappointed, so I just sort of stayed in my pyjamas this morning and now the sun's come out, so I've come outside and I am going to do some gardening, some just like maintenance, because we've got a hedge over here that is just so overgrown. I'm not sure how successful I'm going to be because it might be harder than I expect it to be, so we may try and not get anywhere because we may need a chainsaw, but I'm going to try. Alex and I have actually had COVID. I know that in a video recently I mentioned that I wasn't feeling very well. Turns out it was COVID. I had taken tests, so they've been negative, and then they ended up changing to positive, and then Alex has now got it. So we haven't had COVID before for the whole pandemic. We've never had COVID, and now we've had it and we're actually totally fine. Like, I literally felt like a cold, and I had a cold a few weeks ago that was actually way worse. So we're fine. How are you feeling, Al? So Alex only tested positive yesterday. He's been testing every day.
It's bright out.
He's literally fine. He was just getting the lawnmower out because he wants to mow the lawn.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. It's kind of like always a bit in the back of your mind that if you get COVID you're going to be like really ill, and that was what I was worried about, but it's good to know that we're both fine.
Really proves what a scandemic this whole thing was.
Oh, shut up. We obviously have to stay at home. It's kind of fallen on the bank holiday weekend, which is not ideal because it would have been nice to go see family on Easter. Because if you don't know, if you're not from the UK, bank holiday weekend is always on, is it always at Easter? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's always Easter, so you have Good Friday and then you obviously have Saturday, Sunday off, and then Monday you also have a bank holiday, so it's like a 4-day weekend, and usually this is like the best weekend of the year because everyone gets to like hang out, go to the beach, have barbecues, that kind of stuff. So it's a bit sad, but oh well.
It doesn't really apply when you're self-employed so much.
No, but you always end up doing fun stuff at the bank holiday weekend, don't you?
Something's going, like Sunday barbecue or something.
Yeah.
Have you seen how long the grass is?
It is very long.
It's the longest it's ever been. It's like how it was when we moved in.
Yeah. There was something else I was thinking of when I was talking about the bank holiday weekend that was... Oh, also my sister is pregnant and it's her due date on the 19th, which is next Thursday? Next Wednesday? Thursday. Really soon.
And then we're supposed to be filming with a friend on Wednesday, and then we're supposed to be going to like a cookery thing on Friday. So it's not the best timing. Yeah,
we've got a bread making course, so I've had to cancel so many things. I've had to cancel, we were supposed to see our friends the other day, and got a bread making course next Friday, which is Alex's birthday present. I'm so worried that he's still going to be testing positive by then, because he only tested positive yesterday. It's likely that he will be. And also I've got wedding dress try-ons next Saturday. I should be testing negative by then though, because it's already been a week for me. Oh. So I should be fine for that.
It's a busy week, sorry, I'm just...
I know, it's like the busiest time ever to get COVID. And I bet you my sister will give birth next week and I will be testing positive and won't be able to go see the baby. Fingers crossed I will be negative by then. And Alex is just pointing out the wisteria. But anyway, none of that really matters. I'm just glad that we're both totally fine.
Yeah.
That's very...
In a way, it's nice to have a long weekend to just recover a bit.
I was always so nervous about getting COVID, so I'm really, really happy that we're both okay. So, yeah, this wisteria is coming out. Oh my god, it's so bright today, you can't even see anything. You can see all the little buds coming through, but look, he's coming through and it's getting so green up there. It's so great. Obviously the rest of our garden's not looking so great because we've sort of had to halt works because of the septic tank situation. I'll link the video up here if you don't know what I'm talking about. So we're stood on all these planks. I'm going to give you a little sneak of the garage though, because I haven't updated you on the garage in a while because I want to do a full makeover, but can I show you a little sneak peek? We have carpets. Look at that. Okay, that's it. This is the hedge in question. You can see next door has chopped it to about here, so I'm going to try and do the same, and you can see how tall it is and how big it is, and I want to cut it back so that the energy can be concentrated on filling out at the bottom a bit, because I think because it's grown so high, the leaves down here aren't looking so good because they're not getting any light, and yeah, it just needs to be chopped back so the energy can go to the bottom of it, because it's just way too big. It's getting out of control, and also we get more sunlight because you can see how it will block the sun. So I'm going to try and start to cut it down, but we might not. We may not succeed, and if we don't succeed at that, then I'm going to change my efforts to the front of the house, because the front of the house is really messy just from having like building work done. Like there's always deliveries and stuff, and it's just loads of crap everywhere, so I just want to tidy it all up, make it look a bit neater. So, but I'll start with this. We do have a tool, so I'll give it a go.
Take the lid off. Depends what angle you want to add. You can pop those in.
How's it work? How's it powered? How's it powered? I'm happy with the progress there. We're going to reach a point where it's going to look like quite like low on our side and then high on their side, because I can't, basically our neighbours had cut their hedge to about here, so that's what I was going off. I was making it down to where they'd made it to, and then I'll obviously carry on, do our best, but I won't be able to reach their side, so it will kind of look like half high, half not. But that was bloody difficult work. Like, my hands are killing me. That machine, it's great, but you have to hold, obviously for safety reasons, you have to hold, clamp the on button, and that's the bit that hurts the most. I kept having to swap hands, because like this going back and forth is fine, it's just having to like clamp your hand the whole time. But I'm very pleased. I'm not going to clear any of that up this evening, I cannot be bothered. And I think I'll try and do a little bit more tomorrow. What do you think, Al? It's good, isn't it? Yeah. We'll get to, I was just saying, we'll get to a point where it won't look quite as good, because obviously I won't be able to reach all the neighbours.
Yeah. I feel like we need something more powerful.
Well, I just did all that. Yeah.
I wonder if there's an option that doesn't take as long. Just for the sake of, it's been a while.
Yeah, because the thing that's difficult is when you reach a really, really thick tree trunk. Because if you keep on top of it, that will be really easy with that machine.
That's what I mean.
Because they're all really thin down this level. When they go up further, you get the really big, thick trunks.
Still.
But you can see how our neighbours, all the leaves are like growing lower down. So we need to get that. Anyway, enough talk about the hedge. Alex also managed to mow half the lawn before the batteries died. So I guess he'll carry that on tomorrow. It's kind of awkward because there's so much gravel. I think there's about, did they say 2 tons of gravel, I think? And then all of the granite is covering half the lawn, but he'll mow around it. We definitely have to have some repairs to the lawn once everything's finished. I'm very hungry, so I'm going to make myself a smoothie. These grapes, I'm going to put basically, ooh, they're mouldy. I'm going to put the ones that don't look appetising to eat just as is in here. Do you want some smoothie, Alex?
No, thanks.
And then I'm going to shove just loads of stuff in. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to shove all these grapes in here because why not? All I'm craving right now is something really refreshing, and I don't know what to have for dinner. And it's like 5 o'clock, that awkward time of day. Oh, this is all very how do you... this whole process today has been very like getting my anger out, like sawing leaves, and now I'm going to whack this with a rolling pin. Wow, it's really being very stubborn. I've got it. This has been in the freezer for so long because I've known that it's like a big lump and I haven't wanted to use it for my smoothie. Oh! Okay, that's way too much. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is just some hemp and chia. I need to top this up actually, I'm really running low. I'm gonna finish off this Benacol blueberry yogurt, which was actually so good. Like really delicious. I'm actually gonna buy this if I see it in the shops. Sometimes I get sent this sort of thing and then I can never find it to buy it again, but I definitely would buy that because it's a really lovely flavour and it's no plastic. It's cardboard, and then you can obviously wash it and recycle it. Add a little bit of maca powder. And I'm also going to throw in this pear because I mentioned to you in that video the other day that I really don't like pear as just a fruit to eat. It's the texture of it. So you came up with some really lovely suggestions. One of them was just to shove it in a smoothie, but also like lots of, there was one with like pastry, which was, I think it was like pear and caramelised red onion, like vegan feta, which I thought sounded really nice. And things like apple crumble, like using pear instead of apple. So I think I'm going to try something like that with the pears we got from Riverford. I always like to add a bit of milk to make it a bit more creamy. Alex said no to this smoothie, but there's definitely going to be enough for him to have some. There's definitely some smoothie here for you. That's all of it. Just what I needed. Oh my gosh, that's so yummy. Perfect. It's 6 o'clock now and I'm making dinner. Alex is going to have some bits from the freezer. We're just trying to like eat leftovers. We've got rice left over from last night, and then this sort of, I baked some cauliflower and leeks for a curry, but there were too much cauliflower and leeks, so I didn't put it in the curry. So I'm going to have that, and I'm literally just going to fry some tofu because it's simple and easy. So if you are someone who doesn't cook tofu very much and you don't really know how to make it taste good, then what I usually do, what we often do, is we freeze the tofu, and then the tofu goes a bit like a sponge. Like, let me show you. I don't know if it's going to focus. It's probably not worth showing you. It looks like a sponge when you cut it up, and it makes it work like a sponge. So when you put seasoning on it, I'm going to put some dark soy sauce, some light soy sauce, just a small amount, not too much. Then I'm going to put a little bit of maple syrup. Don't always do maple syrup. Some sesame oil, again not too much. A little dash of apple cider vinegar. And then some spice. This is Meat Lust Ghost Chili. I would use sriracha, but we've got all these spicy things in the fridge that I want to use up. And then I'm just going to stir it. You could do this in a bowl if you want it to be like properly even. I'm not being fussy this evening because I'm making it just for myself, but if you wanted all the flavouring to spread out between each piece of tofu, then you could do this in a bowl beforehand and mix it all together. You can even marinate it for a little bit, but there's not really that much sauce to need to be marinated. So I just do that, and then I'll cook it on high heat for like 10-15 minutes, well, maybe a bit longer, depends how long it takes to brown. And it's quite simply as easy as that, and I might put a bit of salt and pepper on it as well. And that's gonna be my dinner, so I'll show you when it's finished. Yeah, that's a lazy dinner. I'm just glad that I have leftovers. Alex and I have been really working hard to use the food in the cupboard and eat more leftovers because we kept on stocking our cupboards and out of disorganisation and eating new food rather than eating food we have. So it's been really satisfying because Alex and I have COVID. Obviously we've not been to the shops, and my mum offered to come drop food to us at the door, and I was like, do you know what, we could actually just do with using what we've got because we've got so much food in the cupboard in the freezer. And the last 3 meals we've made for dinner have been meals that I've just looked in the cupboards and the freezer and the fridge and made something out of, and I love doing that. It's easy when you're busy to forget to do that kind of thing and just keep stocking up your cupboards. So it's been a really good reminder, and I really enjoy eating that way. It makes the meal taste better. It's kind of like when you get a good deal. It's like when someone else cooks for you, or you get a good deal, or you using up foods, always makes the food taste better. Here it is. I'm just going to find a little squeeze of lime, and then I'm going to dig in, and then Alex has got a little bit if he fancies it as well. Good morning. It is morning, yes. It's Easter Sunday. Alex and I are still isolating. Self-isolating. I'm going to clean out the fridge because it's been a while. We had a delivery last night from Sainsbury's, and because obviously we can't go to the shops at the minute, so I just shoved everything in here. It looks fine, it just is a bit unclean, like these drawers underneath all of the veg. It's just a bit grubby, so I want to like clean it all out and then put things back where they belong. A few weeks ago I got these like containers, and it really helps to keep things organised. I'm going to try and throw anything out that's gone off and just make it look a bit nicer, because right now it's just a bit of a mess. I'm a very happy person. My sister's waters have just broken. Ah, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be an auntie! We are officially done, and this makes me beyond happy. I'm going to give you a little fridge tour. So I have put this coriander in a little jar. It looks cool, number one. But also apparently this makes it last longer. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to give it a go. I've got my decaf coffee up here. And then I've tried to really reduce the amount of jars we have because I just feel like they take up a whole shelf and we don't even use them. So these are ones that we definitely need to get through, like those garlic cloves. I'm not going to buy those again because we don't use them. Definitely tahini we use a lot. Pickled onions, I don't use them that much, so I feel like once that's finished, I probably won't buy those again. And then I always have some kind of sauerkraut. My dream would be just to have a shelf of my own pickle things, and that would be so cool. Down here we've got just some, we were sent these wines, they're kind of cool. Can vino, so it's like a can of wine, and I just kept them there because if people come over and anyone wants something like that, or if we want to go to the beach and take one, that's quite nice. And then I just stocked up on the tonic and the ginger ale. Again, I just always wanted a fridge where I'm stocked up on like fizzy drinks to serve people drinks and have them there. And then we've got a couple more Fever Trees, a bottle of wine, and this has been in here for ages. I think it's like barley wine. I'm not really sure where that's come from, but I'm gonna ask Alex. Got some leftovers here. I might move things around as we use the fridge because that might not be enough space for leftovers, because I know that most of our containers are much bigger than those. So I may end up swapping some things, but this is what it's like for now. I realised that I hadn't removed the stickers off of the front of these, so they look so much shinier. This one we've got hummus, and this is just some tofu. That's upside down. It's going to annoy me. There we are. And then this shelf, I only realised as well just now that these shelves pull out, which I don't know how we haven't realised this before now, but these little containers, I absolutely love them. I'll leave a link below because it means that we can have kind of foods that I'd want to snack on or have throughout the day just ready to eat and easy for me. So I'm actually going to probably after this try and prepare some of these carrots. Realistically, I don't need to because I just take this out because I buy organic and just give it a good old scrub. And then I can have those with some hummus. I can have some strawberries with my breakfast, cucumber and hummus, and like think of having salads. And it just, visually having things on display, making it easy for yourself means you reach for this kind of food that's really nourishing rather than just going for convenience foods. Down here is like yogurts and puddings. I've got some choc pots and some Alpro. I really love these Alpro yogurts, they're so delicious. And then we've got our vegan cheeses. The vegan Baby Bells are the best thing on planet Earth. I love them. And then we've got Violife Epic Mature, and then some slices. We're having a barbecue later. And then vegan butter. So this is kind of like our equivalent of like a dairy shelf. And again, it pulls out, and that's so much more convenient because you can pull it and then pick what you need. Under here, this will probably be where leftovers live. This is what we're having this evening. We're having a barbecue. So we've got some vegan burgers and vegan sausages. This is my vegetable drawer, which makes me very pleased. I need to get one more for this space. So, I suppose it doesn't really matter. It's quite good to have, actually, no, I'm not going to get another one because broccoli is quite big and there's often bigger vegetables that won't fit in those containers. I always have lots of mushrooms because I absolutely love mushrooms. So I've got mushrooms, broccoli, pak choy, red pepper, parsnips, and then this one is the salad drawer, which is a bit empty right now. But that's where I put the salad bags. So it's just looking so organised, and I really like being able to see through that drawer because it's so clean. But yeah, very happy. And then here we've got the most ridiculous amount of condiments. I do question this, but we do actually use a lot of these. We've got like lazy garlic, lemongrass, harissa, sushi ginger. This actually has been in the fridge for so long and we've never used it, so I'm definitely not buying that again. I didn't buy that. And then we've got chutney, plant chef raita, cranberry sauce. I think that's caramelised onion chutney. That's Branston, or is it Branston? Relish, no, it's relish. Mustard, dog and cat food. I can't find the lid for this. We have these little lids that we use to put on the top of our dog and cat foods, and I can't find the other one, so I need to look for that. Jalapenos, miso paste, lime pickle. We actually literally use all those things, so it's fine. And then we've got our condiments. These are things that I didn't actually use to store in the fridge. Like I didn't used to put ketchup, HP sauce, maple syrup in the fridge, but I've learned since that actually you're supposed to. So they're in the fridge. This is not ideal stacking, but again, we wouldn't usually have two, but we were sent this one. And I've got salad dressing, and then down here I've got juice. I like to have soy milk and oat milk because I use soy milk for my porridge and my tea, and then oat milk for my coffees. And then we've got some lovely cordials. So that is the clean fridge. That took a really long time, but it looks so much better and it's going to make shopping a lot easier. Next weekend I'm going to do the freezer. I had said I wanted to do the fridge and freezer today, but that's just unrealistic. What I might do is just go in the freezer and just move things around a little bit, like just spend 15 minutes just tidying it because it's a little bit messy. But that makes me feel so much better after doing that big organising the kitchen. that you saw, I'll link it up here. It's lovely to have an organised pantry and an organised fridge where I can see everything. And now it's time to make some toasties because I'm hungry. Good evening, I haven't vlogged in a while. I'm making dinner. Originally we were going to have a barbecue outside, but it's raining, so we're just going to have it inside. We have the no beef plant, whoa, nearly dropped it, Plant Pioneers burgers, and they are huge. Like, look how thick they are. And we are also having the Heck Power to the P Vegan Italia sausages. There's quite a lot of them in here. So we'll cook those. They don't take as long, apparently. Oh, I only need to do those on the stove. Okay, so these, well, I might actually fry all of them then, because this says to barbecue or grill. What I might do is I might fry them and then put them in the oven so that they make sure they're cooked all the way through. And I'll show you what the food looks like when it's all served up. And I've got wedges in the oven. Dinner is served. We have that incredible looking burger with BioLife cheese. We've got hot dogs, salad, wedges. Oh my gosh, happy Easter.